My name is Esther. They call me the Oga Parabuta of them are the general overseer of them all. Every man, every woman has got a voice where integrity is the volume. So this is Voice of the People's TV. Voice of the People's TV. So this is the people's voice. And the people's voice is the voice of God. That's the voice populi in Latin. The people's voice is the voice of God. So keep watching Voice of the People. In fact, my name is Voice of the People. Keep watching MC Adobe King. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Kegan. I am Nigeria's biggest tech content creator, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Voice of the People TV. Keep watching, enjoy, and you're welcome.
My name is MC Alamano. They call me Enjoyment Landlord. It's VOP TV. Keep watching VOP TV. Don't touch it down. Even if you want to touch it down, increase the volume. If you don't increase the volume, I told me.
My name is Collins Agawabe, popularly known as No Mind but last, more than No Mind more. Not be also the cook right at the fry plantain. We keep on watching VOP TV. The voice of the people, the voice of Edo. If you want to get the authentic news for Edo, the way it be, that's why they show and all the content come on at VOP TV.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
Voice of the People TV. Live here in Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
Voice of the People. You can hear me.
A very good evening to you and welcome to another exciting episode of The Issues on Voice of the People Television, where we bring you the most important and pressing issues shaping our nation today. I am your host, Nenna Ndomdioto. Today on The Issues, we're examining the complexities of Nigeria's politics and governance, from reactions trailing United States actions on Venezuelan president, to Israel envoy disclosing intervention to protect Christians will be on intelligence sharing. Also, APC Chieftain discloses Wike has no right to interfere. Join us as we break down the fact and provide context to help you stay informed. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll dig deeper into these topics. Don't go away. Glad to have you back. Let's dive straight into today's discussion. The crisis in Venezuela has continued to elicit reactions from different quarters. The United Nations says the reported U.S. operation in Venezuela undermines international law and risks further destabilizing of the region. The United Nations cautioned that unilateral military actions without multilateral approval could erode global norms and escalate tensions beyond Venezuela's borders. Reacting to the development, former Nigerian Foreign Affairs Bolaji Akinyemi warned that U.S. President Donald Trump was playing with the possibility of World War III, describing the situation as dangerously volatile. Meanwhile, African Democratic Congress says the Venezuela crisis should serve as a cautionary tale for dictators and election riggers, warning that democratic breakdown often attracts foreign intervention. The developments continue to raise concerns over sovereignty, global security, and the limits of international intervention. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by two distinguished guests. Here in the studio, we have Dr. Peter Anosike. Dr. Anosike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He's also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. He's also the author of the most talked about book titled Abuse of Power, How Democracy Turned into Tyranny of the Few. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
It's your smile today. This is your smile. It looks like there's so much you want to say today, and you can't wait to pour them out because this is your smile, you know. Well, okay. And we have joining us virtually, who will get to join us later on in the show, Andrew Ajayi, a public affairs commentator, a peace and development expert, and lead advocate, Qatar Reformation, Nigeria. Let me come to you first, Dr. Anosike. Of course, you're the one present at the moment. You know, we talked about this Venezuela issue yesterday. I look like we didn't really dig deep into it. And now the UN is coming out to say that this operation in Venezuela undermines international law. Do you align with this?
For me, we are one word, one people, one God. Understand? And an injustice for one should be seen as injustice for all, not for them. Understand? So, if we are talking of a sovereignty, is being broken on a daily basis. An instance, Tinubu sent military to Benin to foil that a coup attempt. Understand me? So and as we speak, Russia is in Ukraine, China is in Taiwan. Understand me?
Yes.
So the issue is this: what Donald Trump did, one is a way of sanitizing the world in several areas. One, he came in through a disputed election. He never won the election of July 2020, that's 2024. Understand? He just used the power of incumbency and remained in power. That's not number one. Number two, he is involved in distribution of hard drugs. Number three, he is involved in funding of terrorist organizations. So such people are not supposed to be allowed to stay in power. So if countries like America is not there, these people can do anything that's in the name of sovereignty. So there should be countries that should be calling them to order. And that's why I'm 100% in support of what Donald Trump did. Okay, imagine what Iran has been doing, sponsoring terrorists everywhere. So without America, it means that Iran will continue with what it is doing. And then the message that the world will know is that you are on your own. Nobody protects you. And before Maduro was abducted, he was talking with Russia, with the Chinese prime minister. No, with the Russian Chinese oil minister. Understand? So, but when he was abducted, China only condemned. They cannot attack America. So this is what we all know. Understand? Russia can only condemn. They cannot attack America because they know what will happen. So, one, a strong message has been sent to election riggers everywhere in the world. Strong message has been sent to people who are involved in sponsoring of terrorism, serving as a conduit pipe for distribution of hard drugs and so on and so forth. So for those saying that it's going to lead that to third world war, no, the world is becoming safer with what Donald Trump did.
Well, you're actually okay. You said the war is becoming safer.
The world is becoming safer.
But the UN spokeswoman or the spokesman, of course, she's a woman, anyways. She actually said using human rights. I'm trying to quote her verbatim now. She said using human rights argument as a justification for this kind of intervention is unacceptable. So irrespective of, you say, irrespective of Donald Trump might say that what he did, there's justification for what he did. But the UN is saying, you doing this, even if there's a basis, we understand that there's a reason for this. But the manner in which it happened is actually not justifiable. What do you make of this?
Does he need to go and call a world press conference? Does Donald Trump need to go to call a world press conference? I'm going to abduct the Venezuelan president. No, he doesn't. After all, when Obama sent people to go and kill the leader of Al Qaeda, Congress was not put in the know. So this is how it's been done. And okay, this is not that the first time that this is being done. General Noriega of Panama was kidnapped as a sitting head of state. He was kidnapped and brought to America. There's already one foreign president that is serving jail term in America. So Maduro is going to join him. Understand? Maduro is going to, because he's not getting anything less than 20 years imprisonment.
Why are you so certain about the way the judgment will go? Don't you think there could be any there could be a twist?
There could be no drama. There could be no drama. One. I said on the 10th of January 2025, the Biden administration indicted him, not Donald Trump. The Biden administration and declared him wanted, dead and alive, and now put a $25 million bounty. Whoever will give information that will lead to his arrest. So his file is already in the United States. His file is already in the United States. And these people, they don't just do like Nigeria police. First of all, arrest you, then begin to ask you, what did you do? They will do their investigation before now going to. So he has already been indicted by the United States government. He has already been indicted as January 2025. So what happened there is just is what we know will happen. And if he has stepped down when people were protesting over the manipulated election, this thing would not have happened.
Okay, so you're saying that Joe Biden actually put a bounty on him. I was going to ask you this question yesterday, but because of time, I couldn't ask you. Joe, just me thinking, Joe Biden was put a bounty on him. Why didn't he go and just get him rather than putting a bounty on him?
He was a weak leader.
So Donald Trump is now the one that is.
He was a very weak leader, understand me. So, but they checked what he was doing. They knew that he was the one that was leading the distribution of narcotics into the United States. Understand? So and they did that before Donald Trump come on board. So what Donald Trump was just doing is the file on his table. Understand? Because when somebody when somebody succeeds you hand over. So Maduro's file was one of those that was handed over to Donald Trump. Understand? He now picked it up and tells him, you came through that a fraudulent election, step down. He refused because the woman that won the election was the woman that won the Nobel Prize for Peace.
Okay.
So, and because of the way Donald Trump was fighting that to ensure that the right thing is done, the woman dedicated that peace prize to Donald Trump.
Okay, sir. Well, looking at what Bolaji Akinyemi is saying, Bolaji Akinyemi is warning about a possible World War III. And he's even saying that Donald Trump is playing double standard. Because Donald Trump at one time told Ukrainian president of instigating a third world war at the start of this crisis between Russia and Ukraine. And now it looks like Donald Trump is doing the same. And he's saying that that this action by Donald Trump is he also playing with a World War III. And this is actually quite frightening in the words of Bolaji Akinyemi. What do you make of this?
I have been one of those that have followed that's Akinyemi and for some time. Akinyemi knew Donald Trump because he was our foreign affairs minister at a point. So he knew Donald Trump very well. It was Akinyemi that first of all warned Bola Tinubu, don't try that to get into a fight with Donald Trump. And that's why Tinubu has been running away from Donald Trump. So the issue is this: what is happening today cannot lead to any third world war. As I said, Russia cannot attack United States. China cannot attack United States. All they do, they will stop us issuing statements. Understand? Condemning. What can lead to a third world war? Assuming American soldiers move into Ukraine, then Russia soldiers attack American soldiers. This is now a war between America and Russia. Listen, Russia cannot go that Donald Trump invaded Nigeria. Russia will not attack Nigeria. China will not attack. All they do is to issue statements.
Okay, I know you still have a lot to say about this, and I'll come back to you, but we have our guest joining us all the way from Port Harcourt. Glad to have you join us, Andrew Ajayi. He is a public affairs commentator, a peace and development expert, and a lead advocate, Character Reformation Nigeria. Glad to have you join us, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, my dear Nina. Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
To my colleague in the studio.
Yes, sir. Okay, so let me bring you up to speed on our discussion. So we're talking about the capture or the abduction or the kidnap, whichever word you want to use it, of the Venezuelan president by the U.S. And of course, we've had reactions to this particular incident. And the United Nations is saying that there's no justification for such a thing. And then, of course, we have Bolaji Akinyemi, who is saying that this is warning about the possible World War III as a result of this. What do you make of the statement by the UN? The UN saying that this is wrong. What do you even make of the entire incident about the abduction of the Venezuelan president?
Well, thank you very much. I want to say that the American nation led by Donald Trump has specific reasons for which Maduro, the president of Venezuela, has been kidnapped. He talked about Maduro making sure that hard drugs are continually supplied to the American nation, that has seen to the death and misplacement of youth priority, our people's priority in America. That is a president who wants to protect his citizens. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have a problem with that. Because if you are a leader, you must ensure that anything that has to do with the security, welfare, protection of those who voted for you, you put it as a priority and takes care of it. Now, coming to how the United Nations feels. I know the United Nations came into being as a result of, the First World War, where the World War that started in 1914 and ended in 1918 or 1919, where we used to have the League of Nations, and later metamorphosed into, the United Nations that it is today, comprising of all countries of the world trying to cooperate with, themselves to ensuring global peace and security. So the United Nations has various principles and policies that, surrounds this association of nation states or committee of nations in the world. So maybe the comment that they are making is in line with, what the United Nations is actually all about. But I think in trying to, continue to talk about this, the people of the world must begin to determine what is right from what is wrong. Can we begin to think that if the world leaders or countries of the world think that America as a country should not or does not have the right or is breaching the sovereignty, of Venezuela by going into that country to capture its president? If the United Nations is saying it is wrong, in my own opinion, the United Nations should also be correspondingly saying of the world, led by anybody, including Maduro or any other person, has the right to be supplying hard drugs to other nations or allowing its country to be a major source, route, provider of hard drugs. Because if we didn't clarify this and it is happening, billions of dollars are being made. Young people and citizens of countries who are using these drugs, because of course they always smuggle it, because hard drugs is banned all over the world, but still it is still smuggled to enter people's country and they continue to use it. The human lives, the young lives of youth that goes mentally deranged, that even under the influence of these drugs, after taking them, will go mad, will kill people, will shoot people, will stab people, will become social misfits in the society. Is the United Nations saying that that is also good enough? For me, as a peace expert, I think we must look for a balance, where to draw the balance, because there is a way we could look at it. We could say, oh, Trump is overstepping its bound. But Trump has a serious commitment to the people of America to say, look, we vote for me, I'm going to stop all these drugs that is coming into the United States. And if you ask me, I think I agree with him on that. Now, when you talk about Akinyemi, our former foreign affairs ministers or maybe ambassadors as he then was, talking about the fact that all these things that are happening now could herald the Third World War. Maybe, maybe not. It is neither here nor there. Are we saying, or the people of the world will open its eyes to say that because of the misbehavior of a particular country against the rest of the world, or a particular president of a particular nation not keeping to the rules of international engagement, with the UN now say, or is Akinyemi saying that that is enough to throw the world into great conflagration of yet another round of military men, arms and ammunition, destruction of lives and properties in the world? If you ask me, the answer is no. No one man should be greater than the people of the world. No one country should be greater than the rest of the countries of the world. That is why the United Nations and the countries that are inherent in it should, as a matter of world exigencies, okay, come together and begin to think aright. Are we going to say that China and Russia will join against America, or Britain, America, Italy, Israel will join and start the world war against Russia, China, who may be, trying to, start the world war? I think if there is a particular problem, look at the problem without religious or sectional or regional bias, and now begin to tackle this country that is involved. Where has United Nations been when Venezuela engaged in massive production and, making money from consumption of heroin, cocaine, and all manner of stupendous hard drugs? Are we saying that that is okay? Because that is actually what Donald Trump is saying, that America would not tolerate any longer.
Okay, thank you very much for your response. I'll come back to you, but let me get back to our guest in the studio before I come back to you. Dr. Anosike, it's been said that we know Nigeria has not responded to this, there has not been any statement from the federal government over this particular issue, and ADC has actually...
Please to make a statement.
Our president, ADC has actually said, ADC has kind of condemned the fact that Nigeria has been silent. But I want to ask you, does Nigeria's muted response, or not even saying anything, does it reflect diplomatic caution?
Okay, that's a good question. One, starting, who defines what is morality in the world? Whose business it is to define what is right and what is wrong? Understand? What the world pursues is interest, not morality. And what Donald Trump, what took him to Venezuela is the interest of Americans. I have listened to interviews from that's CNN interviewing Venezuelans, and 99% of them are happy that this bad guy was taken out. Do you know the number of refugees from Venezuela to the United States because of this man? So then, coming back home, for me, the way the human brain is wired, we tend to look a lot more outward and a lot less inward. There's no difference between what Donald Trump did in Venezuela and what happened in Rivers State in 18th of March 2025. There's no much difference. Understand? So we can say that Nigeria is on a small scale. Understand? What happened in Rivers State on March 18th, when the state of emergency was declared and an elected governor was thrown out, is exactly what happened in Venezuela. So you need to, first of all, remove the wood in your own eyes to see what is speck in another man's eyes. That's what Nigeria cannot condemn what Donald Trump did, because we have done it here in our own country, and they are shying away from talking about it. Understand? Tinubu invaded Rivers State and removed a sitting governor, an elected governor, and put his own person who ran Rivers State for some time. The same way Donald Trump said that he's going to run Venezuela for some time. Understand? So this is it. It has happened in Nigeria. We should be objective. The issue, what ADC is saying is this. We have not condemned it because we have a guilty conscience. We have not condemned it because we have guilty conscience. And the issue of what happened in July of 2024, where Maduro entered office through a manipulated election. The same thing happened in Nigeria. Tinubu became president through a highly controversial election. So you can see that Nigeria has a kind of a mirror of Venezuela. So for that, you don't need to throw stone if you are living in a glass house.
Okay, while you were talking, you made mention of U.S. President saying he was going to take over Venezuela, and of course the oil resources here for some time. And you seem to have applauded his this capture or this abduction
because
of Maduro. But do you also applaud this is proposal or this is statement of wanting to take over Venezuela for some time? Because some people have actually frowned against that or frowned about that.
But they have a Venezuelan has been sworn in as the president of the country. So somebody from there has taken over. The person was not imposed by Donald Trump. That the reason why Maduro was removed did not reoccur in the country. And that's what Pete X said. Understand? And Marco Rubio, that Donald Trump said that they should do. A kind of an oversight. Understand? Because when you do something and you go back without keeping people to watch over it, it can be abused.
Okay, before I move to the next conversation, let me go back to our guest, our virtual guest. The ADC, of course, and I think Dr. Anosike has spoken a bit about this. The ADC, in their words, says the situation in Venezuela is a cautionary tale to all dictators, including the supposedly elected ones and election riggers everywhere. Are they throwing shades at Nigeria? And then what do you make of this statement by ADC?
What is ADC in this context now? What is ADC?
ADC, African Democratic Congress. Sorry, I didn't mention that. African Democratic Congress.
The one that is trying to organize itself as opposition now in the country?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Of course,
Okay.
that's the political party ADC, African Democratic Congress.
The matter is that I'm asking this question because that is how what is happening in my country has become so disinteresting to me, because we couldn't have entered into democracy since 1999, and yet we continue to grapple with the type of difficult things that we do in this country, ranging from insecurity and welfare of people, from People's Democratic Party to APC, to ADC, to Labour, all those things, as far as I'm concerned, they don't have the proper orientation as to what it means to come to leadership and make the lives of the people better. Okay? That is even why I'm supporting Trump's behavior, because a president should know what the people want and do it for the people, and the people will be happy. So if African Democratic Congress is, talking the way it is talking, as far as I'm concerned, sincerely speaking, I don't think they have any reason to either speak for or against whatever is really, happening. Because the same politicians that we saw in 1999, that were in PDP are still the same politicians who are in APC today and are still the same politicians who have divided themselves and are now talking of ADC and African. So all these people, in most cases, they speak from the two sides of their mouth as to how when it favors them, they speak. If it didn't favor them, they will not speak. So, but for Nigeria, our nation, not being able to speak in terms of making bold statements as it used to be in those days, when it comes to world issues or regional issues, it shows that the leadership of Nigeria over the years has waned, depreciated, reduced, so that I don't now know the value that we Nigerians have anymore in the Committee of Nations. So, for that the president says one thing or another, it is not an issue. Does it really carry weight? But I also know that nations can be in the Sidon-lookism, what you call the non-alliance. Anything that is happening, you are neither here nor there. If that is what our Nigerian nation has decided to do, maybe it is okay. But while they are doing that, let them also know, as Nigerian leaders, that they must organize themselves in such a way that they will begin to bring about the greatest happiness of the greatest number of the people in this country. Because my colleague in your studio there actually was trying to make reference to what Trump is doing and what has actually happened in Nigeria here vis-a-vis the reverse politics, the removal of Ubara and bringing him back and what have you. All these things could be said to be similar indeed. But I think that for our nation, Nigeria, to do well, we must go and take effective study of what the issue of governance, the essence of governance, and the meaning of governance as it relates to governing a nation, so that the nation will be peaceful. So for me, whatever ADC has actually said, I am taking it with a pinch of salt.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Let's move on to our next conversation. Israel has outlined a strategy aimed at helping Nigeria address targeted attacks on Christian communities. Israel says its plan to support the protection of Christians in Nigeria will focus on intelligence sharing rather than direct military involvement. According to Israel's envoy, Michael Freeman, cooperation will center on intelligence exchange, early warning systems, and counterterrorism expertise to help Nigerian authorities prevent attacks on vulnerable communities. The envoy stressed respect for Nigeria's sovereignty, noting that Israel's role is advisory and supportive, not operational. Nigeria has repeatedly stated that insecurity affects all communities regardless of religion and welcomes international cooperation within its legal framework. Let me come first to Dr. Anosike. Dr. Anosike, what do you make of this? We heard when the the Israeli president Netanyahu talked about this particular
protection of Christians.
Yes, and then I knew in the studio, I think the day he talked about that was the day before Christmas, that's the day before the strikes, was the first time we talked about it. And then someone in the studio said, one of our guests was like, if he's talking about this at this time, it means there's more to come. And then just the next day, we saw the airstrikes by United States. And now he's coming out to say, or the envoy, of course, talking on behalf of his president, is saying that it's just about, they're not coming to usurp Nigeria's sovereignty. They're only coming based on intelligence sharing.
In your paper. You cannot put I'm coming to disrupt in your paper. You have that to put a fantastic proposal. Understand? So that's how it. Let me first go back to what ADC said. For you to put up a strong condemnation of any country, you must make sure that you don't have any skeleton in your cupboard. You should make sure that you don't have any skeleton in your cupboard. But as we speak, it is like Venezuela, like Nigeria. Understand? It is like Venezuela, like Nigeria. So we don't have any moral right to condemn. Nigeria as a country has no moral right to complain of what Donald Trump did, because it has happened here. It has happened in Nigeria. So condemning it simply means living in denial. So the truth is that Bibi, as is popularly called, said that they're going to protect the kingdom of Christians in Nigeria. So he was very specific. Understand? And Bibi is also like Donald Trump. They walk their talk. Whatever they say that they will do, whatever they say that they will do, they will make sure that they do it. So it's not up to 2 weeks after that statement. His envoy in Nigeria has repeated it. So one, it is that's a proposal. This is how we want to carry out our mission. It's going to be intelligence sharing. That is the same thing that our own government told us with America, that they are cooperating in the area of intelligence sharing until Sokoto was hit. So that's the thing, and I believe that he is going to, that Israel will help in the protection. But the truth is that Nigerians are being killed, and that atheists are being killed, Muslims are being killed, Christians are being killed. Understand? So even those of us who don't belong to anywhere, we are not safe. Understand? So the issue is, what we want is protection of life and properties of Nigerians. Understand? Target the bad guys, eliminate them. Let Nigeria be free. And if there's safety of life and property in Nigeria, business can start growing in Nigeria. So as I was among those that was championing for Donald Trump that to come, I also want Israel to come.
When you say you want Israel to come, in what area? In intelligence sharing or in airstrikes like United States came? And then what exactly does intelligence sharing mean? For you, what do you think intelligence sharing might mean in practical security terms for Nigeria?
I know that Mossad, even though or they are telling you that they will come, Mossad are everywhere in the world. That's Israel intelligence agency are everywhere in the world. They are here in the country. They are gathering information. Understand? So intelligence sharing, these people are likely that to strike on so and so area. Understand? Deter them. Understand? So that's what it means by intelligence sharing. This is their process of recruitment. These are their sponsors. This is how they are getting their ammunition and so on and so forth. So that is what intelligence sharing means. But when intelligence is being shared and you are told that these bad guys are there, you refuse that to go there and take them out, they might be forced to go and do it by themselves. Just as Donald Trump said, if you cannot take these bad guys out, I'll come and do it. So, and I've seen Benjamin Netanyahu doing that in Nigeria.
Okay, let's get back to our virtual guest. Does Israel's involvement strengthen Nigeria's counter-terrorism capacity or complicate it diplomatically? What do you think?
Thank you very much. It is true that I had Benjamin Netanyahu when he had I don't know whether it is Trump who went to visit him or he came to visit Trump on the issue of Nigeria. The truth of the matter is this: as a country of over 250 ethnic groups, 374 languages, different tribes and religion. And one particular religion is now clamoring, especially through this Islamic jihadistic calculated attempts by the Brotherhood, Islamic Brotherhood, that says they want to take over and destroy the world and take over America, England, Europe, and what is it called now? To now Islamize the whole world and to now destroy democracy and bring it under one caliphate or whatever they are doing. It is only natural that upon the exposition of all these secret agendas over the years, and people are now talking about it this time, any nation that is standing against that, including Israel and America, whether Germany or Russia, supporting Nigeria, in my own opinion, as I sit here with you, I want to say it is God Almighty himself that is working. It is God Almighty himself that is working, because God couldn't have created the world. He created us in our black and white, in our Caucasian, in our tallness and shortness, in our female and malehood, in our different tribes of religion. And for one religion to now be saying that it wants to conquer the rest religion, I think all countries of the world who are lovers of freedom should arise and destroy this monster. That is what I am saying. I am not missing any words, because it is really difficult to sit in Nigeria, the northern part of Nigeria, of Benue Plateau, Nasarawa, which other part again, Adamawa, all those tribal area. You see the so-called ISWAP, ISIS, Boko Haram are cutting people in their villages, okay? Taking a major general, a brigadier general, shooting him in a live camera, killing the man, making his family to become, fatherless. And several people have been kidnapped, dealt with, and you say that Israel is coming. Israel should even give us more than intelligence that they are talking about. Like the way America woke up one night and bombarded the place they said they bombarded. Me, I'm still waiting for that bombardment too. The bombardment is not enough, because we cannot be in fear in this country. Do you know that if you travel in this country now, except you travel by aeroplane, that is even the only way that you can say you have 50% or 60% security. But if you are traveling on the land in this country to any part of this country, your heart will be in your mouth because of some jihadistic, Islamic-oriented people. And look at the way they have been playing hanky-panky with us. When anything happens, they will say it is farmers' headers. Farmers is fighting headers. It is not true. It is a calculated attempt to clear some people away, take their land, and do whatever they like with it. So I want Mr. Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister, to not only share intelligence with us, let him also share arms and ammunition. Enter aeroplane and helicopter, let them come and help us. Okay. Because, wait, please. Because all the intelligence that has been shared with government when Buhari was in power, what did they do with the intelligence? They will tell them today that Boko Haram, ISIS, wants to enter this village. That is when they will tell army people to evacuate the roadblocks. And they will just enter inside that place and do whatever they like. So the people that they are killing, is it not worth it? When you give this info intelligence out, they will go and give these people this secrets. They will leak the secrets to them. And at the end of the day, the people will go in there and do whatever they are doing. Is it because they have not come to Lagos? Is it because they are, or they are majorly restricted because Abuja is the city, is the capital? Look at what is happening in Niger State, Borno, Zamfara, and whatever. So we need more than intelligence from the well-wishers of Nigeria. We need more of the type of action that Donald Trump came to carry. If they do them, target wherever they are and wipe them out, we will begin to have peace. Nigeria used to have peace before.
Okay.
It is in recent times that we begin to have all these challenges. So sharing intelligence with us is good, but let them come and help us. Let them use the strategy Donald Trump used in going to thief Maduro, because Donald Trump went to steal Maduro. Let them come and use the same thing to help us to steal all the terrorist leaders, all the terrorist financiers in Nigeria here, so that we can have peace again, so that Christians and Muslims can do whatever they want to do. Because any particular religion that says they want to overtake the other one, me, I am not in support, because I'm a philosopher and I did philosophy of religion.
Thank
We
you.
agree that in philosophy of religion, all religious people should do their religion peacefully.
Okay, because of time, I'll have to cut you here. Because of time, we've really run out of time. And of course, wow, I'll have to say thank you. I know Dr. Peter wants to say something, but Dr. Peter, we don't have time again. Would you just round up just in one? Yes,
sure.
please.
The truth is that these guys need to be stopped. I mean, this is not because they have 100 years agenda to take over the whole world. They have 100 years agenda which started in 1991. And this is their about 34th year. Understand? And the idea is just migrate, populate, don't get assimilated. Understand? Then introduce your religion, and from there you take over. Before Muammar Gaddafi died, he said that Israel will want that Islam will want to take over the world without firing a single shot.
Wow. Okay, and that's where we have to draw the curtains on today's episode. Thank you very much, Dr. Peter, for being here as always. And thank you very much, Mr. Andrew Jai, for being on the issues. I really appreciate. That's all we have for today's episode of The Issues. We explore the challenges facing Nigeria and, of course, its governance. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to tune in next time for more in-depth analysis and discussion. Follow us on social media to stay up to date on the latest news and insight. Until next time, stay informed. I am Nenna Ndomdioto, and of course, this has been The Issues on Voice of the People Television, where the future faces forward. Please don't forget to stay tuned for Hashtag with Vivian and Ike by 8 p.m. Don't go away.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing